Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now today is a very beautiful day because it's 22 degrees Celsius outside. The sun is shining, it's really warm. But a couple of days ago it was a really bad thunderstorm that was passing over Belgium. So I thought it would be a very good idea to see how Starlink is holding up in that kind of weather. Is it affected by the rain, by the thick clouds? Is it affected by the electromagnetic interference from the lightning, for example? I just wanted to find out how it actually reacted, and I got some quite interesting results. So let's check it out. But before we dive into the video, let me remind you that if you like the videos and if you like the channel, you can help support it by becoming a member. Now, as a member, you have different levels on which you can support me, and the different levels have different perks, like your name at the end of each video, or some behind the scenes content, and members only live chats and that kind of stuff. So be sure to check it out, and thanks for your support. Now, at first, I wanted to just have a baseline with the light rain that was going through that. So remember that with the first test, I managed to get about 300 megabits per second. I went a little bit over that in some cases, a little bit under that in others. Now, looking at the first results, remember this was just raining and not raining heavily, but there was some thick cloud coverage then. I managed to get a 263, a 266, and a 268 megabits per second. So that's a little bit slower than before, but what mattered to me the most, or what was obvious the most, is the upload speeds. I'm seeing upload speeds of 19, 13, and 23, while in my first tests the upload speeds were more like around between 30 and 40. So that was already affected at that point. But the download speeds, they were fine in light rain. But then the thunderstorm came and it started raining more heavily, a slight downpour. I know it's nothing like the real downpours that they have with a hurricane or whatever, but for Belgium, this was bad weather. We had some lightning as well. And yeah, the speeds were actually affected by it, because as of that point, I saw download speeds of 86, 80, 77, 70, 75. So it was more like a third of the speed that we were still getting. And it was clearly affected by the thunderstorm. And I also saw, especially with the lowest one, the 70, that the electromagnetic field of an impending lightning strike, that was affecting things as well. So as it built up, then it actually affected it a little bit more than when it was just raining heavily at that point. So yeah, definitely it's still usable. I mean, the speeds are not that bad, but because it has satellite coverage, it needs to go through the atmosphere, and atmospheric interference will interfere with your internet signal as well. Now, since this is only beta and we know that the coverage is not 100%, it could have been a fluke of a train not passing by, for example. I mean, a satellite train not passing by. But in the span of a couple of minutes, when the thunderstorm passed over and died down a little bit, it was still raining a little bit, but not as heavy as it was during the thunderstorm. I got again good speeds. So I was back up to 217 first, then 318. So again, above the 300 level, 327 with an upload speed of 47.9, which was impressive. 302, 350 even with an upload speed of 42. And then came a very interesting one where I actually had a download speed. It was not that much, 285, but the upload speed was going to 62.4. That is 12.4 more than I can get from my regular internet provider. So the upload speeds can be a lot higher than the 50 megabits per second. And you have to keep in mind that this is still a beta and the system is still starting to roll out here in Belgium. So there's not full coverage yet. As there will be more satellites, the ping speeds will go down as well. The upload speeds will go up as well as the download speeds. Eventually, we should be reaching a download speed of 1 gigabit per second. For the upload speed, I don't know what the target there is, but I'm guessing like 100 megabits per second is not that far-fetched to get. Now, as for the ping speeds, I managed to get some ping speeds of 38, then was 71, 46, 41, 39, so 36 even, but some went even above 100 milliseconds in my test. So the ping speeds are not the most stable at this point, but roughly during my testing, they are between 35 and 50 milliseconds, which for gamers is not enough. I know, I understand, but as I said in the comments on my previous video, I'm not a gamer, so I basically don't care about that latency. Now, while these speeds are already quite impressive, remember that this is still beta, and in Belgium we don't get full coverage yet. So there's only a few satellites that are currently serving this area. So the more satellites we get, the more choice of connections it has, the lower the connection speed will be, or the latency will be, the higher the actual download and upload speeds will get, because it can choose different routes. There are also not a lot of people at the moment in the beta. I know of about 3 people or 4 people that have actually been able to order it. A lot of people here are waiting for it on the reservation list, but yeah, I'm one of the lucky few that got the chance to order it this soon, and I'm really happy to be able to test it and get the news out to you guys on how good this actually is, because it is already quite impressive, especially considering that Starlink currently has about 1,500 satellites in orbit, and they need to get to, the original number was about 12,000, but they also made an application for 42,000 satellites. So that will be a lot more of those satellites. And yeah, it can only go better from here on. But the important thing to remember from today's video is that it is actually affected severely by weather. And unfortunately, I cannot test it in snowy conditions because it's summer right now, and in Belgium it doesn't really snow that heavily either, even during winter. But we'll see over time how stable it continues to be. But for now, I have no complaints. I already did a live stream for my job, and nobody even noticed that I was on Starlink. It was just like my regular internet connection. Everything was just fine. No latency in the video detected, whatever. So streaming through space, awesome. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you find it interesting. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and make sure you click that little bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos. And for now, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.